Hi, I'm Ron Buster, and I'm here today. We're going to talk about the importance of saving. Now, why would that be important? You know, usually what happens is you decide, okay, I'm going to go make some money. I've got a product, I'm going to sell it, I'm going to make some money. And you do, you're successful. You know, you followed the golden rules, you followed the training that I've given you, and you make money. Then what do? You go out and you buy a new car. You go buy a new house. And of course you can't pay cash, so you're making payments. And the next thing you know, you're broke. You don't have any money left to invest in your business. So what I've taught my students in the past is think of it this way. You need to set aside money for your bills, set aside money for your wants, and then set aside savings for your future. These things are important in your mindset because as you grow in your wealth, you want to be able to invest that wealth into your future. So how do you do that? Well, here's a simple thing that my mother-in-law did. My father-in-law was a plumber, and he'd come home on Friday, and he would he'd cash his check on the way home, and he would take out the money that she needed, and he would hand her all the money that she needed to run the house, and of course he had his money. So she had envelopes, an envelope for the lights, an envelope for the telephone, an envelope for the water and sewer, the envelope for the mortgage. And she put money in every one of those envelopes religiously. But she also had one for the future. Now, about 10 years after all this is going on, there was an opportunity in the United States at that time that if you invested in CDs, there was a huge return on your investment. I mean, today you're lucky if you get 1%. Then it was like 12%. It was huge. My mother-in-law went to her future envelope, took all those dollars, and invested them in a CD. Well, several CDs actually, as I found out later, at 12%. Now that is huge. They stayed there for 10 years. My father-in-law did not have a clue. He decided that when he retired, he wanted to buy a new car. And so they talked about it, and he said, well, he says, it's going to cost us $125 a month out of my retirement to buy a new car. And my mother-in-law smiled and looked at him and said, why don't we just cash one of my CDs and pay cash? And he looked at her and said, what CDs? Well, you see, my mother-in-law was thinking forward, and she'd save those dollars for the future. My father-in-law, who had the same amount of money, was spending his on hunting and fishing and whatever he wanted. He wasn't thinking about the family, and he wasn't thinking about the future. He was thinking about his personal needs. And that was his downfall, because my mother-in-law paid cash for a brand new car. And she gave him the money to buy a cabin on a lake so they could enjoy those fishing trips together. So think about it. Think about how you're going to use the money that you earn. Remember, confidence, you've got it. You're making sales. Now save the money. All right, next tip will be coming up shortly, but remember to subscribe because I've got lots more things to share with you in the future. Thank you and have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.